second row left, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Garrett, I asked Chris this, I think last week. Obviously with Justin, when you guys were adjusting to him, it was a lot of learning how to deal with the fact that sometimes he's going to scramble and you guys go to scramble drill a lot of times. When it's clear CJ was going to be the starting quarterback here, what were some of the things in his game that you guys as wide receivers had to, adjust to?
Yeah, I mean, every quarterback's different. Justin was really special and CJ is really special. So, I mean, the ball comes out differently. Just, throwing balls to the sideline, it's a little different this year as far as coming to meet him. And, Hook routes, we throw a lot of out routes over those past 2 years with Justin. And that's something you may not see us do as much. So, it definitely was an adjustment we had to make in the receiver room, just getting used to ball velocity. And like you said, scramble drill, things like that, not being as big of an emphasis anymore. But no, I mean, as far as, being a receiver, you love to play with dudes that sit in there and will take a hit and deliver the ball, so.
Is not having to deal with the scramble stuff, is that maybe more receiver friendly for you guys as route runners?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's more receiver friendly. That's something that you have to learn. It takes time to build with the quarterback when a quarterback scrambles. So, you're kind of just playing ball when it's drop back, throw. So, I mean, scramble has a lot of good things to it, a lot of yards to be made on it. But as far as, saving your legs and stuff like that, getting your air back, it's nice to have someone sitting there.
Right to Stephen's right, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Garrett, Coach Day said after the game that he thinks one of the areas you've made a big improvement this year is sort of understanding plays kind of conceptually and how you fit into that. And I think he said route running precision too, but I'm more interested in, kind of in that first one, like how did you approach getting a better handle on kind of how you fit into certain plays, even if the play may not ultimately be designed to go to you?
I feel like learning receiver. I probably started really learning receiver my freshman year when I got here. So a lot of stuff leading up to my freshman year was just ability and just kind of watching ball a lot. I've always watched ball, love the game, but it's something to be said about spending more time in the offense. So just as I've been here 3 years, 2 years, and spend more time in Coach Day's offense and seeing how he likes to run things, I'm starting to figure things out more. So I'd say it came naturally. It was one of those things that just as I spent more time in the program, I got better at.
And on CJ, Coach Day said that first touchdown he threw to you, he changed that play to get into that look. The one with you and Jackson on the outside where you kind of crossed. As an offense, like how much trust do you guys have in CJ right now to kind of see what the defense is showing you and get you into a play that would work against that look? Yeah,
I mean, the ultimate amount of trust. So, that's our QB, that's the leader of the offense. And I mean, when I take the field, I got all my faith in CJ, and I like to think that he has the same. So, we've trained so hard in the offseason, practice the adjustments we make in the game that, seeing him do it in the game is clockwork. So, I mean, we had done that rep where we changed it to that's crossing routes, like you said, the dragon concept. We had done that probably 5 times in practice that week. So, seeing him do it throughout practice week, if we get the right look, he's going to be able to see that and make the right adjustment in the game.
We're going to go far left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Garrett, for you personally, you have an NFL decision to make after the season. Have you thought at all about the possibility that this could be your last home game in Ohio Stadium?
I've most definitely thought about it. So, it's all came fast here, being here. It doesn't seem like I've been here as long as I have. But, when you play at a great program like Ohio State and you play at the highest level like you do and you're one of the, players involved with that, you're going to have an opportunity to make important decisions that, are good decisions to make, but hard ones. So, I put myself in a situation to where I have that decision to make, and it's a blessing, but, I'm trying to focus on finishing the season the right way.
Have you made a decision yet, or are you waiting until after the season?
I'm waiting until after the season.
Right in front of him, Jared Smalley, WCMH.
Garrett, after doing some fun internet research this week, it's kind of hard to find. I think it's less than a handful of teams in college football history that have been able to put 3 1,000-yard receivers on the field. You will have an excellent chance to do that. I wonder 2 things. How competitive is that among the 3 of you? And secondly, what that does to a defense. How much stress it puts on your opponent.
Between the 3 of us, we don't talk about it. So I mean, I say that, but then after Jackson had the game he had, I said, "You got 1,000 yards," like you said. It's not completely true, but we don't talk about it in the comparative, topic. It's more of just, seeing where you're at. And we know that with our game plans, the way we like to play football, the way what it takes to win. If we do our job, it'll put us at a spot at the end of the year to where where we're sitting right now. So we all got a chance to go get 1,000 yards, and that's something that's really special. not a lot of other people can say, not a lot of other programs can say and use that as a recruiting pitch. So, you know, it's one of those things that it's definitely special, but the impact this can have on recruiting, you know, just how it looks to the outside world is something that's even more, holds more weight.
Fourth row left, Jacob Bench, the Lantern.
Hey Garrett, you know, Saturday's gonna be a top 10 matchup. The three top 10 teams from the Big Ten, with implications not just for the conference title, but for the college football playoff. Just how different is it for the Big Ten to have teams ranked so highly and have a top 10 showdown like it? How
Yeah.
different is it for,
I mean, this is the Big Ten I grew up watching. So, you know, Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Penn State not as much this year, but, you know, they were a really good team. You know, we still feel like that's one of the best teams we played all year. And just having a highly competitive Big Ten, I mean, it's everything you can ask for. So, you know, when you take a loss early in the year, you know, you kind of hope the schedule plays out to where you're playing teams that are ranked higher than you, you know, ranked up in the top 10, and that's kind of how it's played out. So, you know, we're really thankful for that, be able to prove ourselves this late in the year, which it hasn't been the case in, you know, the past couple seasons I've been here. And, you know, it's something that we talk about every day, so we knew this was going to be that stretch to where we're going to have to really lock in and handle business. So we're in that stretch now, and we're just trying to finish.
and I mean, you've been in these situations before, top 10 games, but CJ Stroud being a freshman, first-year starting quarterback, how have you seen him grow over, you know, from August to now, for him to go into Saturday's game, maybe a little bit more trusted in himself? Just how have you seen that from him?
No, I mean, I've seen huge growth from CJ as far as addressing the team, and just, you know, the way he composes himself out on the field. So, you know, it's something that happens naturally. You know, he was a freshman redshirt coming in this season, so, you know, you can expect some growing pains. And, you know, I think he's handled them, you know, perfectly. And, you know, he's put us in a situation now to go out and be at our best for these last couple games, you know.
Deep left, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated.
Hey Garrett, I'm hoping you can take us back maybe to where, you know, you were a high school recruit, and you're trying to figure out where you want to play your college football, and sort of what you've experienced and been through here. You're right in the heart of what every high school kid dreams about, wanting to play in a college football playoff. You know, you've certainly got that in front of you. How has this experience lived up to what you hoped it would?
I mean, being at Ohio State to this point has been everything I could have dreamed of, and, you know, a lot more. So, to be able to come out and have a role in my freshman year was something I dreamed of my whole life. And then to be able to play in the playoff against Clemson, even though it didn't go how we wanted, you know, that was an awesome experience for me. And just being able to go out there and get reps against some of the top corners. You know, you see AJ Terrell, Isaiah Simmons at the safety. Just players on the team that are, you know, really good NFL players now. So I got to figure out, you know, once I was here at a young time, you know, how I stacked up and if I could compete. So, you know, Ohio State's put me in a great position. And I mean, it's really been everything I ever dreamed of. So, like you said, everything's in front of us, and, you know, just got to finish this, you know, this thing the way we wanted to.
Ryan Day talked about your professionalism this year, said that just the way you've attacked your preparation and your work ethic, it feels like you're going about this differently. What's different for you? How have you changed this year's, you know, game week prep, or getting your body right compared to maybe the last couple of years?
It's something I really focused on during this off season, just because I knew that, you know, I was doing a lot, but I could do more. So, and that was one of those tough conversations you have to have with yourself, because, you know, you feel like you're doing well, people tell you you're doing well, but you know deep inside that you can bring some more. So, you know, the way I've been approaching practice is that I got to get better every day. That, you know, be where I am, be where my 2 feet are, you know, take advantage of every rep, and you know, I've seen it pay off on Saturday. So, you know, hopefully this is something that carries with me throughout the rest of my life. But I definitely feel like I've, you know, approached this season differently as far as my preparation, for sure.
Hey, real quick, you said be where my 2 feet are. Zach Harrison just said the same exact words. Is that something that the coaches had said to you guys somewhere along the way, or is that just part of your culture?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that they, you know, they always emphasize. You know, we play this team this week. You know, it doesn't matter who's next week. You know, things like that. And, you know, it's not always worded that way, but I mean, that might have just been the way we both chose to word it. But yeah, no, I like that Zach said that. That's awesome.
Fourth row left, Colin Gay, Rivals.
Hey Garrett, one of the things that Ryan Day has really emphasized this year is saying that the perimeter passing game is kind of an extension of the run game. And I'm curious what your perspective is on that and how important the perimeter pass game has been to what you guys do offensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge to be able to make defenses guard the whole field, you know, every down. So, you know, first down, it's primarily a rundown. But if you can throw a 5-yard hitch or a stogie, we call them stogies, a bubble from the outside, and go get 6 yards, 7 yards, that puts the offense in a great position to be able to get that first down. And something that's huge in our plan to win is getting 2 first downs to help our defense stay off the field and just the battlefield position. So things like that, they all add up. And the extension of the run game, they're long passes. So when he says that, they're like a long handoff. I mean, is what he means by that. So like, the things we should go 100% on as far as completing the pass, catching it. And, if we can do it, it keeps the offense on schedule.
Do you think it keeps defenses off balance? Is that something that they're surprised by when you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we try to switch it up each week as far as how we do those extension of the run games. But, like I said, they first play of the game against Purdue, we went a bubble route. And, from that point on, we didn't really get the look. That was a great throw against look, but they're coming down. The players are coming down, having to respect what we shown them. So it definitely makes it harder on the defense, harder on the coordinator to account for everybody and just make sure you have enough numbers to cover the whole field and get a stop.
Got time for just a few more. Front row, middle, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Hi, Garrett. A couple of betting sites have CJ as the Heisman front runner at this point. Have you seen that? What do you think of that?
I haven't seen it. I've seen 11 Warriors post something, and that don't surprise me. So I mean, it's something coming into the year. I thought it would be the kid from Oklahoma or our dude. So it don't surprise me at all that CJ. I've seen him sling it for a year and a half now, 2 years, and he's something really special. And then just if we finish the way we expect to, the way we prepare to, he'll be right where he wants to be at the end of the season as far as those Heisman odds, Heisman race.
And Michigan State's pass defense is statistically the worst in the country. How exploitable are they? I'm sure that you think that they're better than their stats, but what do you see from their pass defense?
Yeah, I mean, I watched them play against Purdue. I think they're a really good team. So, it's hard to. I mean, you see what Purdue, threw against us. So it's hard to play against teams like that really spread the field, air it out, and are trying to come back or get a lead like that all the time because they're 8-1. So they're probably playing ahead. I mean, I know the team up north game they're playing from behind, but teams, those numbers can be skewed. So they're throwing the ball a lot. Teams throwing the ball a lot, trying to come back. Or you see Purdue and then another team Maryland that throws the ball a lot. So they have a good pass defense. They got a lot of transfers in. I remember who I saw last year, and they have a good pass defense. But we're definitely going to try to get some things open against them for sure.
Second row right, Austin Ward, Letterman row.
Garrett, which one of those 4 touchdowns was your favorite?
The second one, for sure.
Why?
That's always been like what I felt I do best is go up and get the 50-50 ball, and I feel like I hadn't shown that as much this year. So, being able to go up and do it, and it just felt good.
Where does that one rank amongst some of the other aerial balls that you pulled down in the last couple of years?
I don't know. That's for y'all to decide. I felt pretty good making the case. So, I mean, it looked good on the replay. So, I thought it looked all right.
Got time for just a couple more. Over here, far right, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Same question. How do you make that split-second decision? You twirled your body, and then you threw up, if this is the one you're talking about, where you threw your leg up almost like you're boxing the guy out for a rebound. Is that what made it?
I can't say I'm thinking about anything. So I can't give myself too much credit. I mean, I'm just trying to catch it, and at the end of the day, I played basketball, football, my whole life, soccer, gymnastics, and stuff like that. So, my body kind of moves in ways that I don't know. I just don't know. But I watch the stuff and I don't know how I really, can move my leg that way without it being hurt or something like that. But
You screened him completely, so he couldn't.
Yeah, I can't say I meant to. So that, I can't give myself so much credit for that.
And final questions, front row right, Tim Maine, Letterman row.
Hey, Garrett, your conversations with CJ, for example, as you guys work through a week and stuff, how much higher a level are they now? Just about X's and O's and about adjustments and stuff. And how much have you seen him grow in that regard?
I mean, it's high level to the point with CJ where he'll text you on a Monday, Tuesday. I mean, he's really special. Like he loves what he does. He takes an edge into every meeting, feels like he's got a chip on his shoulder, and when you know him, you can really tell. So, I mean, he's really special. He's texting me, I can't think of a week he ain't texting me during the week saying, look at this dude, how he guarding this, like, we're gonna make him pay for that. So, something like that, along those lines. So, I mean, it's to the point where we're out on the field and we talk about every ball we've just thrown. So if we miss it, you know, he's coming over. If we catch it, he's coming over. How you like that one? Was that all right? Like, I mean, he's really special.
That's what I wanted to ask you, in a game, how often do y'all alter something or change something, and I don't know how much even freedom you have to do that? I mean, talking on the, you know, sideline before you go back out, or maybe in the midst of a, you know,
Yeah.
between plays and stuff, does that happen very often?
It does, you know, so, I mean, football is such a game of making adjustments and seeing things and making an adjustment to that, and defense does it, so, you know, we'd be at a disadvantage if we didn't, so.
Yeah, but can he immediately click into that?
Oh, yeah,
That's
oh,
what
yeah,
I'm, you know.
oh, yeah, CJ, he's very intellectual as far as the game of football goes, he's very, you know, understanding what defense is trying to do, he remembers what looks he just got very well, so we'll go back to the sideline and talk about him, but, I mean, it's so many adjustments that go on during the game, and CJ, you know, leading the field most of the time.
We're definitely in the two and done phase right now. Sorry about that, Garrett. I do have just a couple more. Third row middle, Doug Lamreese, Cleveland.com.
Do you rep those 50-50 balls in practice though much? How do you work on that to have that kind of body control?
When you get a chance, it's hard to replicate those in practice just because you try to keep people healthy all year. You try to keep yourself healthy. So, you know, it's hard to replicate stuff like that. And, you know, we just want to have everyone be upright and on their 2 feet all practice, and usually doesn't end in someone falling. But, you know, as far as I go, I just don't really not have a ball in my hand too often. So, I know I got like 2 or 3 at the crib, and then people that know me, they know that I walk around the hotel room with it, and most of the time I'm, you know, doing something where I'm acting like I'm catching the ball over somebody or catching it above my head. So, you know, there's a lot of it is I owe to my parents and, you know, ability and owe to God, but, you know, I worked at it over these, you know, last 4 or 5 years. Sorry about that.
And you talked about CJ as a Heisman candidate. What about you as a Heisman candidate?
Nah, it's got to be the QB. So I mean, he's making checks, handing it off, slinging it to me when I'm open, not slinging it to me when I ain't open. So he making me look good. So nah, if it's gonna be me, it's got to be CJ. I don't belong up there. That's the man, CJ for sure.
And last question, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. You mentioned gymnastics was one of the things you did.
Yeah.
How much did that help you? When did you do that?
I was mad at my mom because she had me in it growing up. I was in 5 to 7, but you know, I thank her now for it. So, you know, just being able to be flexible. I'm probably one of the most flexible players on the team, just being able to touch toes and stuff like that, you know, go around your body and stuff like that. So I didn't realize, you know, the benefits it would have, but I did that from 5 to 7, and, you know, I still feel like it pays off every now and then, you know, 21.
Great. Garrett, thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, Garrett.